Hello everyone and welcome into the Digi Lounge, where we talk all things Digimon, from laid-back retrospectives to games to cards and everything in between. If you're a fellow fan of the digital universe, thanks for clicking and consider subscribing. And with the intro out of the way, let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to our retrospective series of Digimon Adventure, and today we are diving into episode 8, Evil Shows His Face, and this is the one that really changes the game. Up to this point, the show has been funny, a little chaotic, and full of those early fun adventures. Then this episode hits, and suddenly everything feels darker and more dangerous than anything we've seen so far. And we also get some small, clever moments foreshadowing things to come. So let's dive right into it. So we pick up right after the kids realize that they're stuck on File Island. The group is finally reunited at the top of Infinity Mountain, and Joe is taking it pretty hard. He's the one who climbed up looking for answers. And despite all the courage we discussed in our last video, what he found was just more ocean. That moment of them processing being truly stranded sets a nice tone before things get really real. Yes, it's a bummer for the kids, but for the audience, it does give us some nice dialogue and some funny moments with Tai and the group. Meanwhile though, somewhere else on the island, we meet Leomon for the first time. He's watching those black gears flying around, and you can tell he's already figured out something is very wrong. Other Digimon are catching on. That's a small but important detail. It shows the problem isn't just affecting random creatures, it's spreading, and some of the stronger Digimon are starting to notice. Of course, right as he's deciding to do something about it, Ogremon shows up and they start throwing hands like they always do. But then, Devimon appears. And man, oh man, is his design wild. His pale face, those giant dark wings, his long bizarre arms, he gives a "I'm not like the other Digimon you fought" energy. You immediately understand that this is a different level of threat. He doesn't even need to do much. He just shows up, tells Leomon and Ogremon they need to work together to take out the kids, and when Leomon refuses, Devimon puts him under control. Just like that. There's no dramatic fight or dialogue back and forth. Devimon's whole introduction is clean, it's scary, and it keeps the mystery of why he wants the Digijesson gone completely intact. We don't get the full picture yet, and that works perfectly. Now eventually the kids run into Ogremon and the controlled Leomon soon after, and this is the first time we get every champion Digimon on screen at once. Greymon, Garurumon, Birdramon, Kabuterimon, Togemon, Ikakumon, all fighting together, and it's a great moment. You can feel how far the group has come in just a handful of episodes, that they're not a bunch of scared kids with random partners anymore. They're really starting to function like a team, being able to harness the power of their Digimon in a more controlled way, even when everything is going wrong. And even Devimon, who's menacingly watching from above, comments on that. He points out how well the kids have learned to work together, which is both a compliment and a threat toward him. And then he wonders why Patamon hasn't digivolved yet, and that line is pure foreshadowing. The show is already planting the idea that something special is coming for little TK and Patamon, and it does so casually that it almost feels like a throwaway line until you look back later. But after the fight, the kids and their Digimon are completely wiped out. They're walking through the woods as evening sets in, and the art direction here is just beautiful. The lighting, the trees, the quiet mood. Digimon Adventure could look really good when it wanted to, and this sequence is a perfect example again. The colors and atmosphere not only still impress me, but it helps set a calming mood after such a tense scene. Eventually though, after walking through those beautiful woods, they come across a mansion. And at this point, they've already seen so many weird locations that they're not even that hesitant about walking inside. And that feels right. The digital world has already trained them and the audience to accept the strange. And not long after they enter, TK notices a painting of an angel on the wall. It's a quick moment, but it's another piece of clever foreshadowing. The writing is doing a lot of quiet setup in this episode, and it pays off later in such a satisfying way down the road. But eventually they find out that there's a whole feast waiting for them in the mansion. The group eats, they talk, and later there's that funny hot tub scene. And poor Gabumon, he's just as insecure about undressing in public as most of us would be. It's light and silly in the best way possible, just kids and Digimon trying to relax after a long day. Then they head to bed, still sad about being stuck, but holding on to hope that they will find their way home. The show gives them these moments of peace and humor right before things get really bad. As night falls, Devimon and his goons show up in the dark mansion. The whole place suddenly feels wrong. After a pretty funny encounter with Ogremon in the restroom, things turn for the worse though. The illusion drops, and the mansion reveals itself to be mere rubble, and the kids are left floating in their beds while Devimon finally reveals the truth, that they're the Digi-destined, that they're more special than they realized, and he needs them gone so he can take over the digital world. And the island itself starts breaking apart. You see the black gears inside the land, the whole place splitting into pieces. It's such a dark, heavy sequence, more so than anything we've done in the show up to this point. And right in the middle of it, Leomon gets a brief moment of freedom when Ty's Digivice shines, causing Devimon's grip on him to be lifted for now. He helps the kids get away, even though it means he gets pulled back under control almost immediately. It feels like a real sacrifice in the moment, and it lands. By the end of the episode, the kids are scattered across the floating pieces of File Island. Devimon is still in control, and the tone of the entire series has shifted. This isn't just another Monster of the Week adventure anymore. There's a real antagonist with a real plan, and the kids are officially in over their heads. Looking back on this rewatch, Evil shows his face as the episode where Digimon Adventure grows up a little bit. It keeps the charm in the heart, of course, but it raises the stakes in a way that feels earned. The art still looks great, the character moments still work, and the foreshadowing is sharp without being obvious. It's one of those early episodes that gets better the more you rewatch the series, because not only does that tone shift still hit hard, you also start noticing just how much it's setting up for later. So that's episode 8. What a crazy episode this was. All this, guys, these were just my thoughts and opinions. Let me know down in the comments how you felt about episode 8, and I will see you guys in the next video.